How did you reckon you did in your meditation today? New folks? Oh, we have some thumbs up. Let's do this a little bit more officially. Do a poll. Yeah. 3 questions, okay? If I were to ask you who, as a result of their meditation, felt more relaxed and at ease as a result? Have a show of hands. Okay, awesome. Seems pretty good already, right? Okay, second question. Who, as a result of their meditation, felt more light and spacious inside as a result? Sort of. Oh, quite a few people. Wow, sounds good already. And one last question, the advanced question. Who, as a result of their meditation, felt more sense of illumination on the inside? Like brightness? Oh, not bad at all. Oh, very good. Well, I think you all made the grade. You'll be pleased to hear. And I hope that you remember the technique as well as you can, so that if you come back to meditate further in the future, then you will have now a method which you can practice even on your own. Today we come to the 10th full moon of the year, 10th lunar month, October. We had quite a good show, I think, full moon, or anyone's been noticing the night sky since last night. And the Farmer's Almanac tells us that the 10th moon of the year is actually called the full hunter moon, probably for obvious reasons. And it's also a supermoon, which has something to do with the moon being a little bit closer to us than it normally is. And in fact, we are in for a total of 3 treats with the full moon between now and the end of the year. So, hunter moon, next month beaver moon, and the final moon of the year, the cold moon, will all be supersized for your enjoyment. Yes, indeed. Other names the Farmer's Almanac give us for the full moon this month are the hunting moon, the blood or sanguine moon, so that's like pagans, when they store food in caches moon for the Ponca tribe, leaf falling moon for Ojibwe, Abenaki, Arapaho, the moon when the birds fly south for the Cree, moon when the wind shakes off the leaves for the Lakota, the wilted moon for the Shawnee, white frost on grass moon for the Algonquin, moon of the first frost for the Potawatomi, moon when the freeze begins on the stream's edge for the Cheyenne, bear's hibernate moon. That sounds pretty interesting to me too. I think I'll go and find a nice cave somewhere. The Haida, and traveling canoes moon for the Wisham and Iroquois, and the moon when the quilling and beading is done for the Dakota. It's also a time of year where, as we get less sunny skies and the winters are starting to come in and they change the daylight savings and it gets a little bit sort of gloomy, a lot of people rather go in on themselves and maybe feel more loneliness than normal. So it's probably worth talking about another celebration around the world, which comes up on the 10th of October this year, which is World Mental Health Day, where apparently you can take a brain break, which I think is what we just did, right? Yeah. Give your mind a few minutes of peace and calm each day, and it's a free full moon meditation. Yes, so we are doing the right thing for our mental health. Some things you can do a lot to put yourself in a good place, and some of the things which they talk about, especially on World Mental Health Day, when it's brought into the public eye as something which people ought to be able to talk about and shouldn't be a taboo subject or something embarrassing to have to talk about, but where you're able to share experiences, spark conversations on social media, check in with your own mental health, pledge to be kinder to yourself, a little bit of that loving kindness starting with yourself perhaps, practice more self-care in various ways. Expressing gratitude may sound a little bit corny, but simply focusing your mind on positive things which you're happy or grateful about in your life. We've got Thanksgiving coming up, for example, actually is a pretty smart way to focus your mind on things which do give you some sense of uplift. Otherwise, our mind will always default to things which are more negative. Unfortunately, it's the way our brain is constructed, apparently. And reach out to loved ones or those who we may not have checked in with recently, but who may be in situations that we're not aware of. If we can be that person to reach out, it can often be very powerful, and our community can help to support those who may be in a bad place. For the full moon itself, we give a lot of importance to it in the Buddhist community, and if you ever have the chance to travel to the Mekong River, you know where the Mekong River is? Between Thailand and Laos, they have a very amazing thing that happens tonight and only one night of the year. You know what that is? Can you help me out? I'll give you a clue. Not much of a clue? Well, apparently, if you wait around on the banks of that river Mekong, you will see fireballs coming up from under the water, which is pretty amazing, right? It's like fire and water normally don't go together. And some people might say, oh, well, maybe it's like methane bubbles or something like that, like suddenly caught alight. But it only happens on one day of the year. And it happens to be the full moon day of the 10th lunar month. Yeah. And apparently, there is a sort of legend that goes with this. I won't say it's more than a legend. But there's this creature that lives at the bottom of the river. So, before you go completely Loch Ness Monster on me, on that day, it remembers back to many years ago when it had a wonderful, uplifting spectacle in its life. And out of happiness and gratitude, it launches these fireballs, like I guess like dragon wood, up out of the river, and they float up into the air to the point that many people have made videos of them. Yeah, so pretty weird, right? And this is called Naga fireballs, because that creature is called a Naga. Yeah, sort of snaky thing, yes. So just like for your information, in case you happen to be passing by that river at this time of the year, yes. And in other news, but connected, it's also the end of what is called Buddhist Lent, where the monks are not allowed to go anywhere for 3 months. And finally, at the end of 3 months, they're allowed to travel again. But before they do that, they have to square off with all their fellow monks in the community by doing quite a big-hearted thing, which is give the opportunity for all the other monks in the community to pass along any feedback which those other monks may have had about things that they've done to annoy the other monks during the 3 months. Isn't that a nice tradition? And even the most senior monk has to ask all the junior monks, if you saw or heard or assumed or anything like that which I did to upset anyone, may you please give me that feedback at this time. And they have to humbly accept that feedback. So tomorrow, right here, the monks will close the doors so no one else gets to hear, and offer feedback. And this is called Pavarana. It's called something like invitation to give feedback. So monks do it, and it helps to make sure that whoever did anything like to annoy anyone else, then it's all like clear and they can all go off on their travels again. Yes. So if you are thinking in your family of doing the same thing, you might like to try that out as well. But there may be slightly less passive-aggressive ways of doing it. Maybe leave little notes on the fridge or something like that. I don't know. But yes, if no one ever gets to pass along feedback, then it's like you all live in the same house, but you're not actually in the same family sort of thing. It's like each person to their own room and we're not speaking. Yeah, so it's a good way to decrease that tension level. Yes. A few announcements to finish off with today. Next full moon will be, again, a supermoon. What do we say it was? The beaver moon. Yes. Full beaver moon will be a supermoon. And we are also celebrating the Thai candle floating raft ceremony again. Yes, but on the actual day this time. So if the weather permits, we will incorporate floating candle rafts with the normal lighting of the little candles with our next full moon ceremony, which will be on Wednesday this time, November the 5th, between 6 and 7:30 p.m. For those who liked meditation today, I would encourage you to meditate further in your own time at home. Maybe start with 20 minutes a day if you can. Find a peaceful time, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe last thing at night. You know what to do, right? Sit down, relax your body, relax your mind, focus inside, clear the minds, let your mind come to a standstill. And even for 20 minutes a day, you'll find little by little you pick up more and more sense of peace in your mind. And maybe you want to extend the length of time, which you can do once you find that regularly established in your life. If you're a little hazy on the meditation method, there is an app for that called MindGem, which you can download on your cell phone. And there are, last count, more than 200 audio tracks on that in English and various other languages, which you can listen along to as you're meditating, and also as a timer, in case that is useful to you as you are learning the technique. Generally, here we have meditation classes going on a regular weekly basis, Sunday mornings between 9 and 11, and also Thursday evenings between 7 and 8 p.m. This Sunday there is not a class because we have this biggest ceremony of the year in our temple, which is called the Katina rope ceremony, where people come along all day and they offer ropes and stuff. But if you happen to like meditating outside in a big tent, you can do that from 9:30 onwards. Yes, and generally we are the first to arrive, like our English-speaking group. So actually we would have a very good, probably fill the front row of the tent at that time. And there's also food stalls and stands which are free of charge on that day. If you want to bring along your family, instead of having a Sunday lunch, you can have it here. You'll be most welcome to do that. Yes. And yes, generally we expect about 150, 200 people will come. If you can wear white or lightish clothes, that would be an advantage. Yes. Other news, our kids events for this month will be October the 18th, so it's on a Saturday lunchtime and just shortly after lunch. We generally do a short meditation for kids, which is generally a good thing to start early in life, but maybe from 4-year-olds upwards. Below 4-year-olds, we haven't had a very high success rate. But from 4 upwards, they generally do pretty well. And if they want to stay on after the meditation, we also have a Buddhist story discussion and the chance for the kids to learn Thai as a second language. Yeah. But if they want to stay only till 1:30, then they're welcome to do that. There's also a chance for what is known as a temple tour, which is to be taken around the whole temple as a sort of guided tour by maybe kids who are volunteers or other volunteers to learn about the architectural historical aspects of this building. And that will be the last one of 2025. Yes. Other news, if you're interested to go deeper on Buddhism, we do that also once a month. The next session where we take out Buddhist scriptures and look at those, the real authentic stuff, will be on Sunday afternoon, November the 9th. Yeah. So if you want to make a day of it, it can be like a one-day retreat where you join the meditation first thing on Sunday morning, have lunch here, and then continue with a deeper dive on Buddhism in the afternoon. Yeah. And I think that's probably all the announcements I have, but if there are any questions, comments, or feedback at this point, be very pleased to hear from you.
Next, we will continue with the Q&A session with Venerable Nicholas, or you can feel free to share your experience. For anybody who would like to share, please raise your hand.
Okay. Gonzalo has a question.
Venerable Gonzalo now.
Yes, Venerable Gonzalo now.
Thank you so much. It's actually something to share. I would like to share. So when I heard Venerable Jackie saying that we are pursuing this success or successful life, and I kind of stay in my mind, in my brain, ringing, and I want to share what I feel. If you allow me.
Yes, please.
I want to share that we already are successful. We are super successful without measurements. Just by, open our eyes every morning and walk and say hi between us. And all those simple things are extremely important. Sometimes we forget we are human beings. And so that's what I felt, that we are extremely successful. This planet is one of the hardest planets to reincarnate. And because we have a lot of wars, a lot of hates, a lot of bad things between us. So this is one of the hardest planets to reincarnate in the whole universe. So feel proud of you every day and every second. Like inflate your chest and say, yes, I'm here. And in that note, I want to say that be passionate about what you like, what you do, everything. Be passionate, ignite that more than the mind, the heart, and express that to the fullness, And I'll leave you with this one. We born 2 times in life, to my understanding. When we are little babies, and when we find true love in our hearts, and we let it grow. Thank you so much.
Does anybody else have a question? Go ahead and raise your hand. Okay.
I think what is probably worth pointing out is that sometimes we are successful, as Venerable Gonzalo says, but we don't realize we are successful until we actually look for it or connect with it. So sometimes it's like we underestimate the power we have. And I hope if you become regular meditators, you will engage with that power which you have within yourself and see the whole of yourself more easily as a result of that.